Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to my channel. I'm Asif Math Corner. Today we will study about that G has only two generators which are A and A inverse. A and A inverse are the only generators of G in group theory. Let's start. Let G be a cyclic group generated by A, then it can be written like that. We read it, G is generated by A such that A raised to power n is equal to identity element. This implies that A raised to power n is equal to identity. This shows that A is the generator of G. Now, if A raised to power n raised to power minus 1 will be equal to E raised to power minus 1, this implies that it can be written like that A raised to power minus n is equal to A raised to power minus E raised to power minus 1, inverse of identity element. It can be written like this: A inverse into raised power n is equal to identity, which we required because identity element or the self inverse of identity element is also identity element. Hence prove that A inverse is also generator of G. Let's have an example for better understanding. For example, let G is equal to 1 minus 1 iota minus iota. We can see that every element of G can be generated by iota. Let's start. Iota raised to power 1 is iota. Iota raised to power 2 is equal to, we know that, minus 1, because iota is equal to square root of minus 1. When we take square, this square cancel by square root and give us minus 1. Similarly, iota cube is equal to minus iota and iota raised to power 4 is equal to 1. Hence, all the elements of G are generated by iota 1, minus 1, iota, and minus iota is here. And we know that iota and minus iota are inverses of each other. When we multiply iota into minus iota, it gives us minus iota square, and minus iota square give us 1, which is identity element. It shows that as 1 is identity element, so iota and minus iota are inverses of each other. Now we prove that all the elements of G can be generated by minus iota as well the inverse of iota. Let's see. Now, minus iota raised to power 1 is equal to minus iota. Minus iota into raised square is equal to minus 1. And minus iota raised to power minus 3 is equal to iota, and minus iota raised to power 4 is equal to 1. Hence, all the four elements of G are also generated by minus iota. It means that minus iota is also generator of G. It shows that minus iota is also generator of G, but no other element of G can generate whole G. Means that no other element can generate all these four elements. Other elements of G are 1 and minus 1. Let's check. See that minus 1 into raised power 1 is equal to 1, and minus 1 raised power 2 is equal to 1. This is equal to minus 1, and minus 1 to raised power minus 3 is equal to also equal to minus 1. It is a written mistake. So we see that minus 1 can generate only 1 and minus 1, but 1 into raised power, now the other element 1 into raised power 1 is 1, 1 square is 1. It means that 1 and minus 1 cannot generate iota and minus iota, other four elements, and cannot generate all elements of G. It means that thus shows that iota and minus iota are the only generator of G. Thus proved that A into A inverse and A inverse all are the only generators of G. Hence proved I hope you understood.